So it's been a few weeks since NAB 2025, and aside from the big headliners like Blackmagic and Aperture dropping some bangers, there hasn't been much excitement for the smaller gems. But there's plenty to get excited for. Tilta Electronic Suction Cups just got a massive upgrade. Viltrox releases specialty Ronin 4D lenses and the first aftermarket lens for the Inspire 3. DZO has some incredible new aspherical lenses with plenty of character. Laowa has once again penetrated the market with several probe lenses. Blazar claims these 1.33 anamorphic lenses look like a 2x anamorphic.
A oval-shaped iris.
Also, DJI's latest tracking feature is out of this world, and despite a challenging year for imported camera goods, this NAB might be shaping up to be the best. Here's a deep dive into the top 10 or 15 things that flew under the radar.
This episode is sponsored by B&H. Remember, if you guys buy anything with B&H, use the Paybu card and save the tax. Also want to let you know they're giving away 2 $500 gift cards. So if you guys want to learn how to win that, I'm going to hide the QR code somewhere in this video. Mwahaha. Sorry about that, guys.
Terms and conditions apply. Giveaways only open to U.S. residents.
Also, B&H is having their Build Expo, the second one, this June 17th and 18th at the Javits Center, New York City. I may be there. I'm trying to figure that out still. But if you couldn't make it to this one, you definitely want to go to that one. By the way, Connor bailed on me this year, so I got a new shooter. This is Ben Harvey. Ben, say hello to everybody. We're gonna run Ben through the gauntlet here. Permission to come inside the car. Yes. Is this your car? This is pretty cool. What's your name?
Liz.
Hi, Liz. Are you a model?
Yes.
Nice.
You have like a podcast or something?
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
It actually looks legit when you're looking in the rear view mirror. Ben, you're supposed to make it look real. Make it look real now.
Starting us out, Saramonic launched their K9 ultra-high frequency wireless pro Lav kit. It's a receiver and 2 transmitter kit with 32-bit backup float recording, time code synchronization. It's a $1,000 kit that comes with all the accoutrements, including 2 super thin microphone Lavs that have 130 decibel dynamic range. What's impressive is the ultra-high frequency part.
Now, this is a wireless Lav kit that's ideal, basically like NAB, where you have a ton of competing frequencies. The 2.4 gigahertz bandwidth is just completely eaten up. This is actually kind of clutch for the Ronin 4D. The Ronin 4D will literally destroy any signal. But this is an ultra high frequency Lav. This will give you all the known bandwidths that you can possibly shoot on, and even some illegal ones as well, right? Illegal ones? That means yes. So they have so many frequencies here that these different antennas each represent a frequency. The 600s are actually illegal. You can't use them in the United States.
Every year doing these NAB videos, the audio is always a problem, and any normal 2.4 gigahertz Lav kit will only get you about 5 feet because of the interference. Now the Saramonic K9s are apparently rated 200 meters, and the interference shouldn't be a problem. Well, let's put that to the test.
If this gets more than 50 feet, I will buy it. So we're gonna do the test right now. This is being recorded on this just to show you it's probably going to break apart after 5 feet. We have the Ronin 4D set up with the new K9 units to see how far I can go. We're just going to see at which point either of these break apart, okay? Here we go. I'm guessing the DJ. So we're going all the way down here, and we're probably about 35, probably at 40 feet now. Now we're at 50 feet. Now I'm going all the way over here to the pillar. I'm gonna go around this cement pillar. If this thing works more than 100 feet in here, I am buying this set. Ben, did that break? Nope, didn't break at all.
Now there is one caveat. Due to patent issues, the 32-bit float can only work simultaneous to wireless transmission as long as you're not in the USA. So it looks like I'll be buying a gray market version.
So SmallRig has this new hand grip right here. It's a NATO rail hand grip, and it's got an eagle in metal on there. Slides right in, and bam, it adds so much style. This is actually their prototype. It's not even for sale yet. They don't even know how much they're gonna charge.
I told them they should charge $150 because it looks dope. I would pay.
What do you guys think? How much should they charge for this? It's just wood with a little bit of metal, but like, you know, pet my eagle. Hey, you wanna pet my eagle? Together on the camera rig, it's a deagle. You guys send me one of these to demo when I'll put it on my channel. Famous YouTuber. Yeah, more famous than Potato Jet. Okay.
Now, while the rest of NAB felt a bit constrained amid global economic tensions, you could not tell by looking at the DJI booth.
They have a heavy emphasis on their Osmo line. Basically, they have a whole new suite of tracking tools.
The latest being the $69 Intelligent Track Module for the RS4 series. This is an attachment that works with the RS4, RS4 Pro, and is built into the RS4 Mini combo. What I found interesting is just how fast and intuitive the tracking was. After it magnetically clipped on the RS4 Pro, I was up and running using only hand gestures to stop and start the tracking feature. When the tracking lost me, it quickly picked me back up.
All right, so this looks a little kitschy. but this thing has not lost me. I even exited this little train booth here and it dropped me, and then I come right back in frame and it locks back on again. This is the best part. Ready? Listen to this. Oh, one more time. Oh.
Now this isn't exactly groundbreaking. Gimbal tracking has been out since the RS2, but it's nice to see how fast and responsive it is with zero headaches. Finally, DJI got this thing right. But the real spectacle of the booth was DJI's back-to-back wins with its legacy gimbal, the Ronin 2, being widely recognized in the industry with technical and academic awards, the Inspire 3 for now being on Netflix-approved camera list, and the Ronin 4D, which recently got a massive cut to $49.99, and industry folks buzzing about its recent exclusive use in Hollywood's films, like Alex Garland's 2025 film Warfare, and its legendary one take in Netflix original series Adolescence. Speaking of which, time for a quick chat. Now, there were some rumors swirling of a DJI lens for the Inspire 3, the latest being the 75mm, which is now fully compatible with the Inspire 3 and Ronin 4D, but that was quickly dispelled by DJI. But they did point me in the right direction of where to look next.
So I'm at the Viltrox booth. I'm vlogging right now on the new 16mm f1.8 DL lens for the Ronin 4D. This is the first DL kit that's exclusively available for the Ronin 4D. It's a 6-lens kit. You can't buy them pieced out. It's a great price, $36.99 for all 6 lenses. They're all f1.8. You have a 16, a 24, a 28, a 35, a 50, and an 85mm, all f1.8. Oh my God, my arm is killing me. Whew.
Now the benefit of this kit is the DL mount works natively with the LiDAR autofocus, and it was true. After installing the lens and jogging to the lens calibration page, the camera downloaded the metadata off the lens, and focus was, well, beautiful.
That's pretty slick. There's an 85. So LiDAR is not as fast as phase detect, but it's accurate, it's doing it. This is on the 85 too, so it's like, if it's working on the 85, then no problem is it gonna work on the other ones.
Now, I have not run through all the lenses to test them out yet, so I cannot speak on optics or the rigors of using them in the field, but I can say they are faster and cheaper than the native lenses offered by DJI.
The big question I have is, will these work with the Inspire 3?
No.
These won't work with the Inspire 3 because I'm not exactly sure. Can I borrow these for a couple of days?
As you can see, one of the lenses for the DJI Inspire 3 right here, we compare them, you can see they're just a little bit bigger, so we'll need some counterweights. Now, only a few of these lenses can fly without some significant counterweights. It's a good thing I make and sell my own. And the most challenging being the 85mm, requiring every single counterweight I sell, including some extra tungsten putty that I don't. But the real question is the autofocus. It works no problem with the Ronin 4D, but it's currently a bit inconclusive with the Inspire 3. The lens connects, metadata is received, aperture control works, but there doesn't seem to be a way to calibrate the autofocus like you do in the Ronin 4D menu. Without this, focus can be manually set to infinity, but it does not seem to be mapped out yet for all the distances in between, and the touch focus is a no-go. Given there's a USB-C port on the rear of each lens, and the team at Viltrox now knows these lenses can be balanced and flown on the Inspire 3, perhaps it's just a firmware update away from being fully compatible with this system.
Can you guys get firmware for these to work with the Inspire 3?
Possibly, but can't really tell you anything about it.
He's being very coy. He's being very coy.
And just when I thought I had it all figured out,
What the hell is that?
they bust out a prototype.
It does exist. Look at the back here. No counterweight required. So tiny. I don't even know what lens architecture this is based off of, but you don't even need a counterweight on the back. So this is a f3.5 90mm. It's technically the longest Inspire 3 lens that has been made yet that will have autofocus. I will gladly take the reach of a 90 and, lose a half a stop.
Here we go again. Now this lens is light. It weighs 172 grams. It's lighter than DJI's current longest lens for the Inspire 3.
Oh my God, it works! 90mm 3.5. My buddy Grant's gonna put it up here. What's up, guys?
Special thanks to Grant at Flyby Imagery for lending us his talents for the day. Leave Grant a comment on this epic drone post in his Instagram, and I'll be pulling 2 at random for the $500 B&H gift cards. This lens does not require counterweight. It balances easy, and from first impression test, it flies vibration free even when in sport mode. The biggest trade-off is the f3.5 aperture. You do lose about 2.14 stops of light when compared to the DJI 75mm f1.8, but with the Inspire 3's 6400 max ISO and its second dual native ISO at 4000, I doubt you will feel the pain. What's nice is the 90mm reach is noticeable and the optics are passable. On first inspection, I think the color rendering on this lens runs a bit cooler, but can easily be fixed in post. And while Viltrox doesn't have an official price yet, if we compare the similar Viltrox E-mount lenses with autofocus and similar build construction, we can get a ballpark idea. This lens is gonna be a smoking deal, priced extremely well, and be in every drone pilot's lens kit as soon as this drops. And I strongly implore Viltrox to expand this line and make some more autofocus lenses for the system. Bravo. We were on a roll, and then I got distracted.
Dude, how do you like it?
It's great. I used it 2 days so far. It's perfect.
So this episode is not sponsored by Plaud.
Now, in case you don't know, this little USB stick-looking thing is a pocket recorder that's synced up to ChatGPT, and you're about to start seeing them everywhere. Now, Plaud wasn't at NAB this year, but it should have been. It records conversations up to 20 hours a day. It can transcribe audio into text form and then syncs it up to ChatGPT in your app. You can ask it questions, you can have it make charts, or you can do what I'm doing this episode and have it summarize all the data from all these product booths and write the voiceover copy.
I do have a sponsored video coming up for Plaud. It's not this one, but anyway, I do like it. No, what are you using yours for?
Exactly the same thing, apart from my video is...
Listen, stop talking unless you're gonna give me some of that Plaud money, okay?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
All right, back to cameras. PixBoom, a newcomer to the camera market with their first prototype Slowmo camera, Spark, is coming to Kickstarter later this year. It's a Super 35 box-style Slowmo camera, boasting 1,000 frames per second in 4K, 1,800 frames per second in 2K, with ProRes and RAW codecs, E-mount, and PL mount options. Now, while none of this seems groundbreaking in terms of slow motion cameras already on the market, they do seem to be pushing towards an affordable alternative to FreeFly Ember and FreeFly Wave cameras, which at their price are still out of reach for most creators. If I were to guess, PixBoom is aiming for a sub 10K camera, but who knows, with the US and China escalating trade war, I could be wrong. Now, I didn't get my hands on this personally, but they were at NAB, they had a booth and a working prototype and a website full of promising footage, but still pretty exciting. It begs the question, why aren't other camera manufacturers bringing Slowmo camera options to the market? Sony's latest camera tech is the Extension System Mini for the Venice 2. This detachable 8.6K Venice 2 sensor body replaces the Rialto. It's 70% smaller and lighter, and while it comes with a hefty price tag of $25,000, this is one of those items that is way out of my budget, but I'm glad I know it exists because I will rent it for a shoot.
It's actually the sensor block itself. It's not like the DJI Flex where it's just a cable. This is the sensor block, and then it connects into the original sensor block.
What would normally be the job for form-fitting crash cams such as Z-Cam or Ronin 4D Flex Head, Sony can now cram a 3-inch cube-size Venice 2 into cockpits, motorcycle helmets, robotic arms, etc. So the kit comes with a 15-foot umbilical cord, but you could upgrade this to a 40-footer. You also get drop-in ND options and gyro metadata, and your choice of E-mount or PL mount. Now, it's currently only interchangeable with the Venice 2 system. It's not compatible with Venice 1.
But if you were a DP and you bought only the 6K package, then you're upgrading essentially to the 8K.
Exactly.
Got it. That's actually an interesting opportunity. If you're a DP with the Venice 2 in the 6K sensor and you never upgraded to the 8K, this would be the upgrade because this is the 8K sensor.
They even had one on display built side by side to show the future of what Venice 2 spatial video would look like.
So the interesting thing is when you have the mini system so small and compact, you can get them tight together, and now you can do spatial video for like Apple Vision Pro. You can also do like one long lens, one wide lens, you know, that kind of thing, shooting at the same time, because you can get the cameras so much closer together than you could with a full built rig.
It's safe to say this might be Sony's answer to the Ronin 4D Flex Head, for up until this point has been taking a small market share, pairing well on big Sony Venice sets for these types of shots. It will be interesting to see how many productions and DPs will take the plunge. So I was reluctant to stop at Blazar because they sent me their Remus lens last year to review, and I never reviewed it.
I'm so sorry. I had some personal things going on. Maybe I can grovel. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
okay, that's
I'm so
okay.
sorry. Blazar is no longer mad at me.
Yeah, no.
Now, back to business. Blazar has a few new anamorphic lenses on the market. The newest one being the Mantis 1.33 stretch. It's a full frame set that comes in 25mm, 35, 50, 75, and 100mm. They all look pretty lightweight, and from what I can tell, can balance on the Ronin 4D. But the thing that piqued my interest was the oval-shaped iris. Instead of a circular iris, the oval would produce an elongated shape of the bokeh, just like what happens with a standard 2x anamorphic glass. Though this reminds me a bit of those DIY anamorphic cutouts that people love to put on vintage aspherical optics. The strategy of this lens, given it's a 1.33 stretch, is that you won't lose much real estate when cropping on a 16:9 sensor. So this lens is supposed to give the bokeh and the character of a 2x, but be more friendly for non-open gate cameras, which means this set might be perfect for the Ronin 4D's 17:9 sensor. Now currently there's no price listed online, but if I were to guess, each lens would be within the $700 to $1,000 range. Now Blazar also had a smaller 1.33x anamorphic lens called the Beetle. It rotates from horizontal to vertical. Now even though these are marketed as compact photography lenses, and irrespective of this landscape to portrait mode switch mechanism, the Beetle falls in the same category of pocket anamorphics as the Laowa Nanomorphs and the Sirui Saturns, i.e. they fall into the make art now Goldilocks zone of anamorphic lenses that can be balanced and flown on the Inspire 3. That is, if someone out there's crazy enough to make a custom DL bayonet for it. Also, given its more aerodynamic respective of its smaller and lighter form factor, this might be a contender for the Ronin 4D anamorphic car-to-car shots, where, so far in my extensive testing, can only the native DL mount lenses go top speed vibration free. But that's just silly. This is a photographer's anamorphic lens, right? And just when I was gonna see if the Beetle could fly, a cowboy and his friends ran off with the only showroom copy they had. Now we can see from the 1.33 stretch, there's some decent character and subdued neutral flares that pop when provoked. Special thanks to Kyle Meshna and Cam Mackey for providing the sample footage. Speaking of Cam Mackey.
Zhuin,
Yeah.
not Zayun. Zhuin.
Yeah.
Zhuin or Zhuao?
Sure.
I'm in too. Did you get that or no? Okay.
Alrighty, still got it. So there was plenty of excitement over at Zhuin, where my favorite anamorphic cowboy, Cam Mackey, had just launched his first collab, a travel-size vintage pocket light. The new RGB version of the Zhuin Molus X100 builds on the foundation of the original bicolor X100, adding full-color RGB output with a re-engineered accessory system tailored for creators. It retains compact 100-watt LED form factor with a high CRI TLCI rating of 95 and 97 respectively, but new to this version is the front mount Fresnel reflector for tighter beam control, magnetic barn doors, and a 40cm softbox using Zhuin's proprietary mount. The Cam Mackey Pro Kit includes all key accessories and priced under $500. And while it's hard to be impressed with lighting these days, this might be the coolest looking in terms of style. Its steampunk militant vibes with metal grating, leather inlay, and Cam Mackey charm is something I've never seen before. HollyLand had a surprising addition to the compact wireless Lav game with their Lark MAX 2, a 2.4 gigahertz wireless Lav with backup 32-bit float. It's now being paired and sold with wireless earbuds for monitor support.
So now your cam op director can now monitor that audio.
This opens up?
Yeah, just pull that back.
Now this is one of those things that needs to be tested in the field because I'm not quite sure if it's genius or just overkill.
You have two of them?
Yeah.
So is it for two different people or for both ears?
The main thing I want to know is, can it be split?
And you split it between
Yeah.
two? How far of a range would
We
then?
don't have final ranges yet.
But like
Right
do
now
you have to be within 10 feet for them?
No. Right now,
So it's the
they're
same
like
range?
100.
So the range on this is actually the same as on this.
Those are gonna be more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is not gonna be as far as the microphone.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't have to be right.
So now you
10.
can listen wirelessly to talent, what's happening,
Yep.
and even all those side conversations that they shouldn't be having.
As you may know, HollyLand is known for their excellent comm systems and wireless transmissions, so this seems like a blending of products. One thing I did notice is the Sony hot shoe connection in addition to the 3.5mm jack option. It seems HollyLand is set on cutting all the cords. Now, it wouldn't be NAB without me stopping by the Tilta booth for a giveaway to you guys and to see the latest tech. The big ticket this year was Tilta's Nucleus M2, now a 4-channel unit controlling all aspects of manual lens, wireless focus, iris, zoom, and now ND. But I was more drawn to another product, the Suction Cup Mount Monitor. This small Bluetooth monitor pairs up with up to 10 of Tilta's self-vacuuming suction cups.
So we're going out to the lobby to test these. The menu's not in English?
No.
This is still in like super beta firmware. Why? I like that though, it's like fresh, you know what I mean? These NATO rail suction cups are sold by themselves or are a part of several Tilta products that use them, such as the Hydra Alien Pro or the Hydra Alien Mini for the Osmo Pocket 3. If you have not seen these suction cups in action, they are phenomenal and can provide enough constant suction to hold cameras against surfaces that you would not think can hold a vacuum. Well, it's not without limitations. They will stick to drywall, they will stick to cement. This is taken from the Tilta Hydra Alien Pro, and this is the Tilta Hydra Alien Mini, but the suction cups are the same. So if you have up to 10 of these, it will connect to the monitor. So it is somewhat in English.
This is kind of weird translation. Essentially, it's gonna tell you how many connected suction cups you have over on the right. And then see, this one is very low. It's actually about to die very soon at 2%. We also have 100% connection to the wall. If I start to pull the suction, you'll see it kind of comes down. And
So then how do you cycle through the other ones?
it would just automatically.
Oh, it goes to the lowest one automatically?
Yeah.
This way you can monitor all the suction cups from inside the vehicle and know when it's time to adjust a hold or swap out a unit. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed because of all these Chinese products and these impending tariffs, well, you're not alone. In fact, I thought I'd plug my own merch. Introducing the Gimbal Lock Turtleneck for the Osmo Pocket 3, made here in the US of A. So sometimes you don't want the gimbal to move around. Now introducing a way to physically lock your Osmo Pocket 3 so you can get more believable interior car shots that don't drift. That's why when they're filming movie scenes, they have the camera hard rigged to the actual car and they turn stabilization off. It's because a little bit of camera shake isn't bad with the car because everything in the car is shaking, so it makes sense. What you don't want is to do a turn like that and then have the gimbal drift. So now this is with the lock off. So every time I take a turn, there's gonna be a little bit of drift. Easy to pop on and off. There it is. And so far, it doesn't break your camera, but
Stay tuned.
he's gonna test it out. There is an annoying message that pops up that basically says gimbal protection is on. Because sometimes you want that amazing autofocus, but on a locked shot. Makes you wonder, why didn't DJI just make this gimbal lock mode in the first place? 2 for $20, free shipping. You can support my channel by picking one up on my website. So I'm here at Laowa, and Laowa has a new zoom lens.
This is an 8 or a 15mm zoom lens.
I gotta hand it to Laowa, they make some interesting lenses, and this one seems to be poised for the 1998 Busta Rhymes music video genre. It's a constant T2.9 full frame lens. This should probably be called the Super 35 lens with full frame coverage at 15mm.
By far the widest zoom I've ever seen.
Now in the past, these wide angle zoom lenses were made for photography, but this is clearly marked for cinema. So it begs the question what they intend the use case for. Fisheye dolly zooms?
Laowa also has a new probe lens. This is a probe zoom lens, but it's swappable barrels. It's got 3 different barrel components that you can unscrew, and they all have glass elements in there. So you can either have a direct, straight-on, classic probe look, you can have a 35-degree probe look, or you can have a periscope look. And how fast does it take to unscrew it and swap them out?
It only takes you seconds. It's similar to a bayonet mount. You just mount it, lock it up.
Do you need like tooling, or is it just unscrew it by hand?
No, it's just screw it by hand.
And last, they have another probe lens. This one is a T8, so it's twice as fast as the last one. I gotta be honest with you guys, it's girthy. Look at that, that's not a probe lens, that's a shaft lens, dude. Woo! Yeah, it's a T8 inches, bro. So the good news about this lens is that the probe lenses are like, they just don't let a lot of light in, so you need to overlight it, and that can have a certain stylized look. And it's also, you don't get the shallow depth of field. But on this one, you are actually getting shallow depth of field. When are you guys gonna come up with the special colonoscopy probe lens, the real probe lens, the OG? It's fascinating how many awesome Chinese manufacturers are making interesting lenses right now. I mean, DZO, Laowa, Blazar, like, what's gonna happen to these lens prices with the tariffs, by the way?
So DZO makes my favorite anamorphics currently, the Pavo 2X Stretch series. I've been using these exclusively for my interview series, and this year they've had some interesting aspherical lenses, the Arles Lustre. Now this is a follow-up to the smash hit Arles, which is a set of VistaVision lenses they debuted last year. Now, the Arles in general may be the best bang for your buck you can buy in terms of supremely made cinema optics for fractions of what they would cost to manufacture elsewhere. And the Lustre is now their golden retro version. The Lustre is the exact same optical design as the original Arles, but now with reduced coatings. So now these subdued purple flares are replaced with easy to pop circular golden halo flares. This footage from fellow Anamorphic aficionado Nick Salazar shows just how easy they are to provoke, even getting them to produce from overhead lights. This isn't without a cost. The reduced coatings means these lenses will have less contrast and a golden wash due to the light bouncing around inside. So you'd be wise to pair them with a good matte box and provoke those flares only when needed. These flares remind me of what my Super Takamura lenses do or my Canon Dream lens, but now with the sharpness and fall off of modern day optical design. If this set is priced as the same as the original Arles, then I think it will be a smash hit, especially for commercial and indie film world. I can't wait to test out a set for myself. And if that wasn't enough, DZO then busted out their articulating 360-degree probe lens, and I was like, you know what? One colonoscopy is enough for me. I gotta go. But I know just the guy who needs one. As always, stay creative, and I'll see you in New York, June 17th and 18th at Build Baby. Or I'll see you next year at NAB 2026.